Jeopardy! Champion Jason Singer has left fans baffled after he was seen sneaking in a personal plea to producers on today's final clue. The returning victor sent out the secret message just moments before he won his second game, breaking the 14-game-long curse of having a new winner every single episode. The real estate agent from Portland, Maine was looking to be the first person in over 2 weeks to extend their winning streak past a single game. In the case he wouldn't secure a second win and return to the Alex Trebek stage, Jason used his final Jeopardy! Opportunity to send out a personal plea about his wife. After accumulating winnings of $22,401 from Tuesday's game, Jason was challenged yet again by two trivia buffs. He went up against Jeff Foyles, a stay-at-home dad from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Stephanie Yang, a children's book designer from Queens, New York. While Jason had a dominating performance on yesterday's game, he appeared to struggle earlier on today, giving an open window for Jeff to snag the lead. By the time the trio of contestants entered the Double Jeopardy! Round, Jeff was in the lead with $6,000. Stephanie and Jason were tied for second with $4,800 each. Jason suffered some big blows in one of the categories during the second round, leaving him vulnerable to slide into third place. However, he quickly made up for lost time and began adding to his total, eventually surpassing Jeff. Jeff found the second daily double, accurately guessing the correct response to add $4,000 to his score. However, he lost that exact amount on the very next question when he incorrectly guessed the third DD. The battle between Jeff and Jason only intensified when they were tied heading into Final Jeopardy! With $13,200 each, while Stephanie remained in third with $4,800. Host Ken Jennings, 51, then read off the Final Jeopardy! Clue under the category Men of Medicine. He told of a patient who took hold of his wife's head, tried to lift it off, to put it on, the host read. Stephanie was wrong but bet $0, ending her game with $4,800. Jeff was correct, but only wagered enough to give him the end total of $16,799. Jason took more of a gamble and bet his entire $13,200, which paid off as he was correct and doubled his score to win with $26,400. Who is Sachs? Jason wrote, misspelling British neurologist Oliver Sacks, although the answer was still accepted. Underneath his answer, Jason pulled off the rare move of writing a plea to Jeopardy! Producers begging them to #bring back Susan. Many viewers were confused by the hashtag Jason wrote down, but the contestant was seemingly referring to his wife, Susan McMillan, who won a single game of Jeopardy! Back in 2021. Record-breaking marriage. The duo has made Jeopardy! History by becoming the first already married couple to each win a game on the show. Jason has been vocal about wanting his wife back on the show for the Invitational Tournament or, even better, a special couples spin-off, and used his Final Jeopardy! Answer as another plea to producers to get Susan back on that stage. As for what advice Susan, who brought home $35,600 when she won 4 years ago, gave her husband, she told GMA, "I told him he really needs to be on point with the buzzer timing. Everyone there knows pretty much all the information. So beat them to the buzzer." The couple admitted in the GMA interview that when they first began dating, they shared a deep bond over their love of Jeopardy! And even 20 years later, they still play it during their lunch breaks. After elating Ken by becoming the first multi-day champ in weeks, Jason will return to Thursday's episode in hopes of extending his winnings to at least a 3-day victor. For weeks, fans of Jeopardy! Had been scratching their heads over the bizarre streak that became known as the one-day winner's curse. Contestants would win their debut episode only to fumble the very next game, leading to an unprecedented stretch of 13 straight champions failing to defend their titles beyond one day. But on last night's thrilling episode, that uncanny streak came to a dramatic and emotional end, thanks to Jason Singer. Jason, a 34-year-old public librarian from Minneapolis, didn't just clinch a back-to-back victory and break the unsettling trend. He did it with flair, passion, and a quiet but powerful message aimed straight at the heart of the Jeopardy! Production team. The key moment came in Final Jeopardy! When all three contestants stood neck and neck going into the category American Landmarks. The clue read. Completed in 1937, this structure was called the Bridge That Couldn't Be Built, but now stands as an iconic entryway to a city known for fog and freedom. Jason's correct response, "What is the Golden Gate Bridge?" was not the only thing that stood out. As the camera panned to his answer, viewers noticed that underneath his response, Jason had scrawled a handwritten message in the corner of his screen. "Let's bring back the Tournament of Teachers. Please." It was subtle. Blink and you'd miss it, But it was there, and it sent shockwaves through the Jeopardy community. The librarian with a mission. Jason's first win had already earned him fans with his earnest smile, encyclopedic recall of obscure trivia, and lightning-fast buzzer reflexes. But it was his backstory that resonated with many, a longtime Jeopardy fanatic who'd auditioned 7 times over a decade before finally landing a spot on the show. "I was raised by teachers," Jason explained in his post-show interview. "My mother taught 2nd grade for 40 years, and my sister teaches high school chemistry. I became a librarian because I wanted to carry on that same mission, making knowledge accessible." Jason admitted that his message was both a tribute and a plea. "I understand the show is evolving. But the Tournament of Teachers meant so much to so many. I thought, maybe if I'm lucky enough to make it to Final Jeopardy, I'd leave a little note, nothing rude or pushy, just heartfelt." The Tournament of Teachers had been discontinued quietly after 2019. With its end, many educators felt sidelined, especially during a time when teaching had become more difficult than ever. Jason's message struck a nerve. Within minutes of the episode airing, #BringBackTeachers Tournament was trending on X, formerly Twitter. Breaking the curse. What made Jason's performance even more notable was the pressure he was under. For weeks, Jeopardy fans had been obsessing over the curse that had doomed over a dozen one-day champions. Social media joked that the ghost of Alex Trebek was testing players, while others blamed nerves, buzzer fatigue, or even the pressure of being on the iconic stage. Jason, aware of the curse, entered his second game with deliberate calm. He paced himself, didn't buzz prematurely, and carefully chose daily doubles. He even gave up a potential $2,000 answer in Double Jeopardy to avoid a risky penalty, saying later, "Sometimes restraint is the best strategy." It paid off. Going into Final Jeopardy, Jason had $17,400. His closest rival had $16,800. The third contestant trailed at $12,600. With the correct response and a safe wager of $1,401, Jason clinched the win and finally shattered the curse that had loomed over the Alex Trebek stage. The audience erupted into a standing ovation, a rare break in the show's usually subdued atmosphere. Even host Ken Jennings appeared moved. "Well," Ken said, smiling, "I think it's safe to say the curse is over. And Jason, I think the teachers of America are probably cheering even louder than we are." Reaction from the fans, and the producers. Within hours, the internet was ablaze with praise for Jason. "Jason Singer is the hero we didn't know we needed," one fan tweeted. "Smart, respectful, and advocating for teachers in the most creative way possible. I watched with my whole 6th grade class this morning and we all screamed when we saw his note," wrote one middle school teacher on Facebook. Kids clapped. "It was incredible." Even former Jeopardy champion and fan favorite Buzzy Cohen chimed in, sneaking in a respectful plea to the producers on the Final Jeopardy board. "Legendary. #team, Jason." Late that evening, Jeopardy's official account posted a cryptic message. "We see you, Jason, red heart emoji, #thank you, teachers." Whether that means a formal return of the Tournament of Teachers remains to be seen, but for now, Jason Singer's message has sparked a meaningful conversation about honoring educators on America's most cerebral game show. The journey continues. With his second win under his belt, Jason will return to the stage tonight to defend his title again, and fans are already buzzing about what message he might leave next. "I don't have anything planned," Jason said with a chuckle. "But maybe I'll just let the trivia do the talking from now on." Whether or not he continues on a long win streak, Jason has already left a lasting mark on Jeopardy history. Not just for breaking the strangest curse in recent memory, but for using his moment in the spotlight to shine light on the very people who shaped him. And if producers do bring back the Tournament of Teachers, there's no doubt who should be the first host or honorary participant. After all, in the words of one viewer, Jason didn't just win Jeopardy. He won our hearts.